Guess I could have helped you. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. Thanks for joining us. I'll tell you what, if you've been watching the show, I have not gone to the post office box on purpose. I don't want to know it's there. If I can just ignore it for a little longer and keep my mouth from getting too hot, if you know what I mean. Hey, speaking of hot, it was a hot weekend. And I mean in the cabin here. We had sales. It's not a record sales weekend for me, but it's pretty darn good. Last I checked, just under $1,900. We're going to do a good portion of it today. Not a ton of sales to get there either. I think 16. So not too bad. We got some great sales, making some really good money. Have a little update on the spicy gummy, nitro gummy, and some buy me a coffee stuff that I want to talk about, and some donations and some charities at the end as well. And you have to forgive me here. I'm watching the PGA Championship, so I've got my antenna out and some other stuff. But some awesome sales, great profits, but cool items too. I'm going to start with this one right here. I think you've seen this one come out. I think yesterday's video on the Commonwealth Picker channel had this TV. It was in a community sale at the top part, well, not quite the top, of the 100 Mile Garage Sale. And I bet you 1,000 people walked past these free piles. This is a free pile in somebody's driveway. And nobody picked this thing up. And I saw it when I drove by. I'm like, I am going to go grab that. RCA black and white, just beautiful condition TV. And it just, I mean, no flaws. Well, I wouldn't say no flaws, but just beautiful. And I'm like, hey, this thing is going to get me a $100 bill. And it got more than that. I got $150 plus shipping for free. For free. Now I got to package this up, and I'm used to packaging TVs. I think I have a video about it actually. Blue Ridge Mama, as we speak, is finding me the right box for this one, because I don't think I have it. I need a, well, I'll talk to you later about, well, maybe I won't. We'll see. I might video when we package it up. But I have two bigger items than this that are going to be much harder to package up, even though I think we'll just talk about one of them today. Don't let this is black and white, y'all. Do not look past vintage TVs. At least go to the back, look up the model number, and see what you got on your hands. That is, unless, of course, you don't want to bother packaging those things. But let's say I'm all in for an hour on that thing, which I'm not going to be. I've done it so many times. Some of you may, because you got a double box, and you may not be used to it. You may have to go out and find the right box, all that stuff. But if I'm into that thing for an hour, so what? I paid nothing, $150 plus shipping. The other issue people talk about with stuff like that is you got to go find the right boxes, and you might even have to buy packaging material. So what? So I spend $10 on packaging material, which I won't. I'll spend like $4. So what? You're making $150. That's awesome. 3 quick ones here, and then we're going to walk around and show you the rest, and then go inside for another sale. So, Three Sisters Longaberger basket. I think, I'm not positive, I think I got this one at the I Can't Stop Buying sale quite a long time ago. And it finally sold $25 plus shipping. This one went to a viewer. Melody, I think. Well, my second purchase, I couldn't let this go. I think it'll make a great vacation travel handbag. Enjoying all the content you put out and love when your family makes their appearances. Turner hadn't made a sale in a while. He's got a sale today, sort of. It's a send offer. Somebody made me an offer for one. I'm like, yeah, I guess we'll take it. Turner needs to come in here and have a sale. He asks me every day. Hadn't had a sale for like 5 days, so who the heck knows. Enjoy all the content. I was glad to see Blue Ridge Mama making more appearances as well. Take care. Keep up the great work and hustle. So Blue Ridge Mama says, yeah, I'll come on. I'll do it. She doesn't care, but she's like, sure, I'll come on. So we're gonna, actually, we filmed a little bit earlier today. I don't know if it'll be on this video or the next one, but she's willing to come on for sure. Thank you, by the way, for going over to Instagram, BlueRidge_Mama, and saying hi and telling her to make a few more appearances. I gotta be honest with you though, I don't think she'll ever be like on the show all the time. It's just not her. She doesn't work on a schedule very well. Don't tell her I said that. Hey, I think this was a viewer, Jason. I think you had left me a message, maybe an offer. I can't remember. If you're not, thank you, Jason, anyways. $8 plus shipping. I only paid $1 for it, but it's cool. I pick these up when I can. See, I picked one up the other day, a green one. And then I have one inside, if you look at the eBay cave in there. I don't know, I'm a teacher, so I pick them up. I'm a sucker for this stuff. So $8 plus shipping on that. All right, this one came, I think it came from the garage sale, gold and silver or something or other. I can't remember. It's amazing. That reminds me of something. This sale was one sale. Somebody sent me a message the other day. I'm not complaining. I just want to make a point. They sent me a message and said, hey, you know, I watched your whole video. It looks like you'll make about $600 off of that garage sale day. You can't make a living doing that. Well, two things. One, I've never said you can, although you can. The second thing is these videos we're putting out, like we did that 100-mile garage sale. I went Friday and Saturday. And we're going to put out 8 videos from that. On a typical Saturday, there's enough footage for 3 videos at least. So take whatever you see and times that by 3, sometimes 4. And that's really what we're doing in one day. So at any rate, this was from a great day of sales, probably $5K in profits that one day alone. And this one was just kind of a throw-in. I saw it, and everything was a good deal. I'm like, just put it in there, put it in there, put it in there. It's a gold-filled Bulova woman's watch. So for $25 plus shipping. All right, so we got this freebie TV over here, and I've got something that could have been a freebie. I decided to give this guy a little bit of money for him because I felt bad. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have felt too bad taking the freebie. I didn't feel bad taking that freebie. Of course, there was nobody standing there, but I didn't feel bad taking this one either. But I ended up, because I made some other actual purchases, giving a little bit more than he had asked for initially. I think we've sold a few of these already, but this is a good one. I think the best one so far. And this is the Pokemon Blue. This one sold for, I think, 44 plus shipping on this one. And, I mean, just terrific. I didn't bother taking that off the back. But, you know, when you find something like this for next to nothing, and you're selling it for 44 plus shipping, man, if you could do that 4 times a day, you're gold. Not quite as much gold as this, and I don't mean literal gold, but this was amazing. This was a 100-mile garage sale buy I'm going to show you here in just a second, and it's one of my favorite sales of the year so far. We paid $2 for it. I was out there, my dad was driving me around at the 100-mile garage sale on the Friday, I think. Not on the Saturday, but on Friday he was driving me around. And sometimes, you know, he'll wander around and find stuff, and he'll say, hey, come on over here and look at this. And he said, come on over here and look at this. And there's a couple things. And initially I said, you know, that's not that great. There was some old political pins, and they don't always sell that great. But then there was a second bag, and these were the second bag. And I said, we're going to take a chance on these. But I had no idea they'd be worth this much. All right, now I just got to remember where I put them. I don't think they're in the same drawer. Oh, nope. Good. So this is, who is this? Shad Juice right here. So this, where are the other pins? Did I not list? Here's the other pins. This is, I haven't even looked these up yet. But both of these bags, let's see, $3 a piece. And I think I said $2 each, and I'll take them. But I might have said $5, just a $1 discount. These were the ones I didn't think were great, and then I saw this one. And I mean, look, you know, State Assembly pin. They do have the Rockefeller team ones. Payne for Senate. I don't even know what that is. This looks like that Goldwater, so you can get the era. That Goldwater one might be worth a little bit of money. As will the maybe the Rockefeller one. But we're not talking a ton of money, I don't think. But these were gold. I mean, I saw these and I'm like, you've got to be kidding. So there's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that? You're only going to see 3 because one's hidden behind this one. And then this one, and I don't know anything about this one, but the fact that you have an African-American woman here with these NAACP pins, and it was the year that intrigued me. 1964, so the Civil Rights Legislation, 1964. This is a huge, huge year. And I'm like, I'm going to grab these things. When I looked them up, individually, they're going for like 25, 30 bucks a piece. So I thought $100, and it would sell fairly quick. But I thought with this pin in there, and the fact that there's 4 of them, and you save a little on shipping, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put out there for 125. What happens? Sold in 3 days, $125 plus shipping. And I won't give you a history lesson here because some people don't like it. But if you want, hang around inside and I'll give you just a minute of a little history there. Here's another one that I took a bit of a chance on because I think I had the only one. So I just jacked the price up way more than I thought it would go for, and it sold. Now I just have to find it. It is a record. I think I'll find it because it has a packaging to it, I think. Yep, there it is. So here it is. I've never even heard of this. What is it? Matewan? Matto? I don't know how to pronounce it even. It's a library copy of a soundtrack. Right there. I've never seen this movie. I don't know anything about it. And it came in the last fall's 100 Mile Garage Sale. Route 29, by the way, 100 Mile Garage Sale. Not quite as famous as the other ones. But this one was in one of the... I bought giant crates of this stuff for like 20, 30 bucks a piece. So this one sold for 25 right here. And I didn't think it'd be worth much of anything. So $25 plus shipping. And we bought more of these. These are different. I think I bought them from the same one that I have on my affiliate links. But people ask all the time, so I always bring them out. And I have a video on how to ship them as well. So that's what it's going in. I guess I could have helped you. Just go ahead and set it down on the ground. How sweet my beautiful wife is. She knows that I hate spicy, so she brought me like a starter kit here.
Because those are like just mild spicy, but you'll probably hate them.
So what are you gonna bring me next to work me up to this?
We'll maybe go with like flaming hot Doritos.
That's
and
the
then
next?
work up to like Takis, but
Takis? What's Takis?
Like super hot little.
Now
chip
you told me that you were gonna do it for me. Is that true?
I would do it for you.
All right, so let's ask the viewers out there. Should I let her? Would you accept that, Matt? Would you accept that? Or would your wife accept that? I don't know.
I mean, I'm just gonna. You're gonna pass out, vomit. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Should you have an ambulance on standby?
I may need to, have the ER on.
You don't think I'm gonna be able to handle it?
No, you don't do spicy. Like I said, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is spicy to you. Like you don't do spice.
All right, well we'll try this. We'll see how it goes. Well, thank you for thinking of it. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Blue Ridge Mama is taking pictures, but she was nice enough to go get these boxes for me. These are speakers, and I don't think you've seen this video yet. It's coming out soon, and they sold for $850 plus shipping. I'm not going to tell you what we're into them for. I don't want to ruin that video. Let's just say we're making a decent amount of money for sure. Took me half an hour. I'm going to put the picture up here so y'all can check it out. And you can see what they look like. They're about, this is going to be 100 pounds. They're about 50 pounds a piece. So I've done an initial wrap. I've taken one of those heavy duty construction bags, wrapped it, done an initial bubble wrap, thin bubble wrap. It's not for cushioning. It's really for abrasion. It's not going to move much, but in case it does, it's not going to mark up the inside of these things. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put it in a bigger box. I don't even know if this will fit. We'll have to do a little bit of maneuvering to make this thing work, and I might even have to go find a different box. But this was a half an hour process. Getting them in here, listing them, buying them, probably 40 minutes in all, and then this process here is going to probably be a half an hour, so a little over an hour.
We're going to drove 15 minutes to load.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm only counting my labor. Your labor didn't count, you know. I'm just teasing. At any rate, it's going to be really, really good money in an hour. It would be worth it if I put. It would be worth it if I put 5 or 6 or 8 hours into it. The profit would be worth it for sure. But I'm going to make sure that these things are packaged up as good as I can possibly do. Hey, I forgot to mention that there's going to be 2 shipments. I don't ship something that big usually in one box. It's going to be 2 shipments. With FedEx and UPS, it's, believe it or not, it's not that big of a difference when you ship 2 in 2 boxes. So it's definitely going to be better that way. All right, this is one of the few items I ask the viewers not to sell, because if you do, you know, the one person who needs replacement magnetic travel backgammon pieces, they're not going to buy them from me. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't be selling them anyways. $5.99 free shipping. What is that, $1.50? Hey, real quick, and feel free if you don't like the history lessons, fast forward about a minute and a half. I just wanted to say something real quick. So I don't often talk about where I work and all that for obvious reasons. But I work in Lynchburg at a high school, public high school, and it is predominantly African-American. So we have an opportunity, I have an opportunity every year, even though I teach world history, because Martin Luther King Jr.'s civil rights movement is on a global scale part of world history, because it's not isolated. We often think of American history very different, but if you put it in the scope of world history, it fits in pretty appropriately with some other things that are going on. And I love to talk about this. We analyze documents in AP, and one of the documents, speeches, which you actually get to hear because it's the 20th century and you can see it, is Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, 1963. So those pins out there, if you remember, were 1964. That was the legislation being passed. The push for it was in 1963 because 100 years earlier, 50 years, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, in front of the Lincoln Memorial, Lincoln gives his Gettysburg Address. So I just find it very interesting, and I teach context with this too. And each document is set in different contexts. So the document or the speech here, the I Have a Dream speech, is set in the context of Lincoln, who's standing behind, well, who's sitting, he's not really, you get the point, behind MLK. And 100 years before, Lincoln said, he said 7 years ago, which takes you back. You take MLK, who takes you back to Lincoln, and Lincoln takes you back to Jefferson, takes you back to 1776, takes you back to the Declaration. In essence, Martin Luther King Jr. was embracing America. He was embracing our creed, and he was imploring us to live up to our creed. All men are created equal. I don't mean to be political here, so I'm not trying whatsoever to be political. I'm trying to be historical here, and I just love this era. I love it. I didn't live through it, but I can only imagine what it was like to live through it. And the opportunity at the school that I teach at to embrace this stuff is amazing. So MLK actually came to our school back in probably 62 is my guess, maybe 63, not quite sure. But he embraces Lincoln, and Lincoln is embracing our creed. He's not rejecting our creed. He's not rejecting our past. He's saying we need to live up to it. Our creed is not flawed. We're flawed. We need to live up to our creed. And I think it's amazing. So going back to 1776, I think that MLK, his speech in time, and Lincoln, and obviously the Constitution itself, the Declaration of Independence, it's just amazing. And it ties it all together. It brings American history for over 200 years, and it binds it together, not over 200 years, under 200 years, but close, right? 1776 to 1963, and then the Civil Rights Legislation, 1964. It binds this whole thing together, and it just shows us where we've gone. It is a little disappointing, I got to tell you, to see people reject the creed. I hate throwing the baby out with the bathwater because we're flawed humans. But at any rate, it's just a great speech that stands the test of time and history. And when I saw that date on those pins, I'm like, I'm picking those up for sure. Hey y'all, I almost said I had a homeschool hustler. You're still a homeschool hustler. You're just hustling CommonwealthPicker.com store stuff instead of this stuff. All right, what do you got? Do you remember these names?
Shane and Marianne.
Shane and Marianne. Marianne left a message. I'm going to read it at the end, but it's something like this, if I can remember. That she got tired of waiting on the Inaman. She needs help in her store now to get things moving. So she's grabbing this one right here. We'll see if it helps. Okay. And Shane also got something else. He got the shipping table plans, I think.
Yep.
So we're going to email those off to him. Thank you, baby.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Hey, a really quick thank you again to Marianne from Granite Falls, Washington. Sounds like a great place. And blessings to you and your family, she said. Keep the history lessons coming. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Hey, buy me a coffee. Actually, I got to address something else. I'm going to address what a terrible person I am really quick. What do you think? Do you think I'm a terrible person?
No.
No? That's good. I like that. I did the video that came out, I guess, yesterday. I asked how much for these cassettes. He said 50 cents a piece. I got 8 of them, and I handed him $2. I told you I'm not a math teacher, y'all. Hey, I didn't even catch... Obviously, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it when I edited the dumb thing. So, my apologies. What should I do? I want your recommendations below. What should I do to assuage my guilt here? What should my penance be? You tell me. We'll do something. We'll do something for sure. Speaking of... Look at all these generous people here. We're up to like $70 donated so far. I was hoping to get 100 for this, for whatever charity we're going to end up giving it to. We're not quite sure yet because we're going to let the person who gets the gummy next, assuming I don't chicken out and I'm starting to waver a bit, we're going to let that person choose the charity, or at least we'll split it 50-50. So, had a bunch of stuff. You need to go to buymeacoffee.com/Commonwealth if you want to read all these. I'm just going to mention the names because it would take forever. Some people are really generous. So, Kelly, Robin, Art Vandalay, Dan, you can go. Are you waiting on me? Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to open the door. Oh, she's writing down her money, how much she gets. Dan from Art Vandalay, Mike. He says Cincinnati Picker should get it. There you go. 3 coffees. That's $6, y'all. To Angels Vintage Treasures. Is that right? Hopefully that's right. And he says he didn't give a person. He said cystic fibrosis is the charity. He suggests 5. He gave 5 coffees. Lori gave 3. Someone, I said Mountain Man Treasure. Teddy, Nurse Flipper. Teddy said Nurse Flipper. Let's see, a girl being frugal, said Josh Harry Tornado. Katrina, Katrina gave a coffee. It didn't sound like it was for the fundraiser. It was for us. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And a sticker's on our way is what you said, I believe. So thanks. We're looking forward to that. Sean, 5 coffees, Sean. Thank you very much. 5 coffees from Mama Miller. Mama Miller said either Cincinnati Picker, Harry Tornado, Josh, or Froggy Flips. So I had a few more. I haven't got to them all. A few more suggestions in the comments, crazy lamp lady, all this stuff. So it's good fun. So thank y'all so much for being so generous. If we don't get to 100, you want to cover the rest if we don't get to 100?
Sure.
We'll do that for sure. And we might chip in a little bit as well. So thank y'all for your generosity. We appreciate it. And we can't wait to... Oh, hey, one more thing. There's somebody... I don't think I wrote down the name. Somebody had an email that purchased those plans for the shipping table. And the email doesn't work. So if you ordered one of those and you haven't got it yet, I know your name, of course. Send me an email from at commonwealthpicker at gmail.com. Now, you know what? We'll just stick it in the envelope when we ship it out. That's probably what we'll do. So thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see you next time.